Hey guys, it's Eileen with Eileen Castle Realty, and today's all about credit. The last video, we talked about the basics of credit. This video today, Manny's gonna talk about how to establish credit. Whether you're 18 or 30 years old and never had a credit card, don't even know what credit is, today's gonna help you out. It was a great conversation. He answered a lot of good questions, and there's a lot of good information in this video. Stay tuned.
Hey guys, I'm back. My name is Manny. I'm the owner of Credit Rehab, and now in this particular video, we're going to talk about how to establish credit. So what's going to happen is this, okay? There's a lot of ways and loopholes that people do not know on how to establish credit. They think that they have to go to the actual store right now and go apply and to get denied, right, 5-10 times, and they think by going to the other store they'll have better luck. Stop doing that. Every time you run your credit, you're actually decreasing the chances of being approved because you're only supposed to have between 4, maximum 7 inquiries in 2 years. So the more you run it, the less of a chance that you're gonna get approved. The very first thing that I suggest is I want you to go ahead and open up a secured card. Now, what is that? A secured card is a prepaid card. Now, the way it works is you walk into the branch, and you say, hey, I would like to go ahead and open a prepaid card, give them anywhere between $200 up to $5,000, whatever you can, okay? You give them, in this example, let's say we're gonna give them $1,000. What's gonna happen is, in return, they're gonna give you a piece of plastic that's gonna say $1,000, just like a regular credit card. You utilize it for groceries, for gas, whatever your normal expenses are. You will get a statement in the mail, just like a normal credit card. Now, what's the benefit behind this? Is that number one, it's your money. So you're gonna think twice before really spending it, right? Because other people's money is fun and easy to spend, but yours, you're gonna think a little bit more, so it's gonna be more manageable. The other thing is that as you're making payments back, you're actually inheriting points too. So it's a win-win situation, right? You're gonna manage it more, you're gonna be able to get points for that, and it's your credit. It's basically saying to the bank, hey, Mr. Bank, I know my credit's not where it should be right now. Here's my money up front, so you know I won't run away, right? And essentially, that is the case. There's a saying that says cash is king. To an extent, that's pretty accurate. The thing is that society has became a credit-ran world. To go to school, you need loans, right? And the thing with that is, we're told, don't run credit, don't get into debt, don't buy that. If you can't afford it with cash, don't get it. Right? And that is an old way of thinking. The reason why is this. In order for you to buy a home or a brand new vehicle and pay it off in full, either better have anywhere between $60,000 to $100,000 in there, or you're gonna have to get approved for a loan. Now, if you're 18, if you're 20, 25, and you never had a car under your name as far as a loan, what bank will trust a young individual that didn't have a vehicle under the name, right? Like, it's very rare that's gonna happen. So we have to start establishing credit. So in a way, the world tells you, don't get into it, but they're forcing you into it. Does that make sense? To be able to survive in this world. So ultimately, the best thing is the secured card that we talked about. The other thing would be to go ahead and get into beginner banks. Unfortunately, with beginner banks, because they know that your credit's not great, they prey on that. And they're gonna say, you know what, mister, we'll approve you, but there's a $99 annual fee. Now, here's the thing. You're young, or you haven't had credit in a long time, and you get a thing in the mail that says, hey, you're pre-approved or you're guaranteed approved for a $300 credit line or $500. More than likely, if you're hungry for credit, you're gonna sign up. And ultimately what's gonna happen is when you go ahead and sign in, you're already $100 in debt. Why? Because you haven't even touched it, but that's the fee. So out of your 300, you owe 100. You're already at 33% utilization. We're not aware of that, and what happens is you start using it, and now you're maxed out, and your credit drops, as opposed to it helping, right? Another thing that is a loophole that people are not aware of is you can actually be able to inherit credit. People think that it's the same as co-signing. Not at all. I've sat with hundreds of people that say, Manny, I co-signed for my daughter, I co-signed for my son, and look what happened, have a repo. In order to separate yourself from that and not happen to have that burden of your child maybe not making the payments, give them the history of your credit without you having a co-sign. Now they're on their own. If they just tend to screw that up, that's really on them, but it's not gonna jeopardize your life anymore. Another method that is around 3 to 4 years old is rent reporting. Most people that come to you are typically renters, right? Unless you have an investor. Now they can live with their parents or they can have their own place. What happens is that we can actually be able to go back as far as 2 years and implement that rental history on the credit report. That's a life changer. Now what happens here is this. When we add them on, they go from XYZ score, right, to an average around 30 to 40 points increase within a month. Now everything does depend on their utilization, so keep in mind it's not a fixed score that's gonna go to them, right? But it's definitely gonna be a game changer when it comes to qualifying for a loan. Now, this can apply for anyone. We don't need any loan documents or lease documents or any of that stuff to be able to show proof of. That's just something, as long as you have a residence, then we'll be able to go ahead and implement. So just a recap of what we went over on how to establish credit. You have the secured credit card method that I talked about. It's a prepaid card. Then you have the new beginner credit card. Just be careful with those fees, right? You also have the authorized user. Now with that, there is ways that you can go ahead and get that absolutely free, but just keep in mind, guys, if you guys go to any of the websites out there, they charge an arm and a leg without exaggerating. I've seen some as high as $1,500 a month, and obviously that's not what we want to do for you guys. We want to help you guys out. And then lastly, the renter stuff. That is definitely a key component if you're in a rush. And thank you for having me again. It's always a pleasure assisting you and your clients. If any of them have any questions, feel free to have them reach out to me so I can give them a free consultation. Here's my Instagram and phone number right below. Thank you, guys.
Thanks for hanging out, guys. If you made it this far, I hope this video was as helpful to you as it was to me. Till next time, remember to like and subscribe. You know the drill.